The Federal and Velavan Hypermarket jointly present the Thoothukudi Marathon 2024 to raise awareness on drug abuse. The event is co-presented by Edison Cardio Care Center, Tiruchendur, powered by L. Anand Jewelry and St. Mother Teresa Engineering College, Thoothukudi.
You are sitting in that chair, put out like a troll. BJP troll can do the job. Who's the contractor? He's from Gujarat. Who's the officer who assigned to it? He's from Gujarat. We're all working with Narendra Modi ji for a long time. So only why don't you float a very public tender and scrutinize it? Whether it's the airport, give it to Adani. Whether it is a parliament, give it to somebody else, Gujarat. They are not doing good job. No, they are not doing good job.
Hello, Federal viewers. Today, my guest is Ms. Jothimani. She is the second-time MP from Karur parliamentary constituency in Tamil Nadu. She has been very vocal about youth welfare, issues concerning to youth welfare and federal rights. Hello, Ms. Jothimani. Welcome to the show. Ma'am, there was a recent clip that went viral about the parliament session wherein Mr. Anurag Thakur, MP Anurag Thakur, made a remark on the caste census issue. He said, I quote, whose caste is not known is talking about caste census. This was his quote, and his message was very much criticized by opposition parties. Actually, he did not mention the name of Rahul Gandhi, but he was criticized for that. Can you explain what happened?
No, he was supposed to speak on the union budget. That was a discussion regarding the union budget. But he was not mentioned a single word against union, single word about the union budget. Almost, I think, 99.99% of his speech is about Rahul Gandhi ji. It's in a kind of response to his previous speech. So that shows how much BJP, Narendra Modi government, is afraid of Rahul Gandhi ji. Secondly, how can you even remotely to ask about somebody's caste? Even you can't do that remotely. A person with a sense, sensibility and decency will never ask such question to anyone. Forget about Mr. Rahul Gandhi. He is standing in the floor of the parliament. It's supposed to be the temple of democracy. He is asking such a question to someone, a fellow member of a parliament. It shows only their characters, BJP's character. It's nothing to do with Congress party or Rahul. See, the constitution clearly says, constitution is above the caste, above the religions. It's all about equality. Ideally, person like Anurag Thakur, who's very young, who's I think is a fourth-time MP, I guess, if I'm not wrong, should speak about the issues which bothering the nation, like employment, education, marginalized people's development, equality. So he should be someone who's supposed to speak against the caste, but shamelessly is standing up in the parliament and asking someone's caste is completely unacceptable. It's against the norm and conventions of the parliament, and it deserves to be criticized. I'm happy the society stood up, irrespective of the tirade is against who, because society stood up and criticized him and shamed him. That way, I'm very happy about it.
Okay. Ms. Jothimani, there was a tweet by Mr. Narendra Modi about the speech given by Anurag Thakur. And he said it is a must-hear speech. He said it's a perfect mix of facts and humor, exposing the dirty politics of Indie Alliance. Not just Mr. Narendra Modi, many BJP leaders, they continue to say that Congress, Indie Alliance leaders, they are engaging in appeasement politics. What's your reply?
See, we are fighting for the youth. We are fighting for the women. We are fighting for Dalits, OBCs, tribal minorities. We are fighting for the farmers. We are fighting for the laborers. We are fighting for the MSME industries. Then that is called appeasement. We are very happy to do that appeasement. We have no problem. The Prime Minister of a country can openly, shamelessly can put out a speech which was widely condemned. The portion of the speech about that caste was expunged from the parliament. Something is expunged from the parliament against the norms of the parliament, against the rules of the parliament. Prime Minister of the country put out in the tweet in the full form, shows that Prime Minister characters and the BJP characters. See what kind of Prime Ministers this country has. I'm really pained.
Do you
to see
mean
this.
to say the Prime Minister has violated?
Nehru to even Vajpayee. We have traveled.
Ms. Jothimani, do you mean to say the Prime Minister himself has violated the norms given in the Constitution by posting the tweet on the speech, which was actually, it was deleted from the record of the Parliament?
Yes, from the Congress side, we have moved the privilege, but as usual, Speaker was not responding to the privilege done by Mr. Chaniji, former Chief Minister of Punjab. How can you shamelessly put that kind of speech, which is very indecent, it's very divisive, it's shameful? You are the Prime Minister of the country. The chair holds some dignity and grace. The chair has been from the first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru to Monsoon Singh. The great people have ruled from that chair. You are sitting in that chair, put out like a troll. BJP troll can do the job. You, a Prime Minister of the country, you a leader of a party, you can't afford to do a job of a troll. That's actually, we are really pained and ashamed to see that.
Okay, I take your point. My next question is about the caste census. Congress is very vocal. Rahul Gandhi is very vocal about the caste census issue, and he says the party's stand is to bring in the caste census. But what about your party stand about internal reservation? It's very unclear. Your party stand is very unclear about the internal reservation. The Supreme Court has held the internal reservation in the SC quota.
The Congress party, why we are asking caste census, it's not only about caste. It's about the representation. It's about it's all about the delegating the resources in an equitable manner. So unless until we don't know how many people from which caste belong to which category within the caste, this actually exists. This is basically about the data with social and financial statistics, which can be substantiated with the fact and the truth. This is what all about caste census. Caste census is not about caste alone. Census is about distributing the resources. It is wrong to conduct a caste census. Why government of BJP, Narendra Modi government, afraid of the caste census? Even 2011 census, which we have conducted, still yet to be released. So we technically don't know the numbers. We don't have any data. See, this is a year of data. Without putting the actual data in the public domain, how can you allocate the resources? That is how the problem is arise. Supreme Court judgment, I still have to go through fully. It's also speak about internal reservation. I like to say something about Tamil Nadu. See, within the SC reservation, there is a 3% reservation for Arundhadiyar caste, which is most oppressed in Tamil Nadu. So there is, in my view, personal view, of course, party will spell it out its view very clearly, nothing wrong to have a quota within the quota. See, this has been discussed in the reservation also. When the women reservation bill was placed in the parliament, even before that, we are all saying there should be a quota for all the caste categories, because caste is not simply a word. It has a very deep and disturbing meaning in our country. So it depends on the caste, people destinies are decided. People are working very hard. People are studying very hard. People are very much brainy. But that does not actually help. That's not alone helping people to build their future. So in such a scenario, India has the caste system, which is very deep-rooted, strong, as I said, disturbing caste system. So we should do justice to people across the board. That's what we are saying.
Yes, but why
BJP would
your
like to work for
but
a one party,
yes,
central
but why
caste
your
maybe. So they
party?
don't. They want to do. Yeah, they are doing injustice to 90% of these people in this country. That's what we are saying.
Yeah, but why your party is still yet to come out with a clarity on the internal reservation?
See, it's a Supreme Court judgment. We are a responsible political party. We have to read it letter by letter. Then we should have an internal discussion. It's not like BJP. We are not an autocratic party. Every party, every state view has to be see before coming to a consensus. Then we will issue a statement.
Okay. There were many videos about the water leakages in the parliament. What's your experience as an MP? How did you feel going there, doing your job, all that?
See, frankly, none of us are happy with the new parliament. Yeah, this been done as a COVID time. It's a 20,000 crores. It's part of the 20,000 crores Central Vista project. It's still in the process. There is still a good parliament, beautiful parliament, aesthetic parliament with history. So over the years, it's also got modernized. We have no grievance with that old parliament. Still very, very beautiful, very peaceful. See, you can relate something with that parliament. This is just a
And
building.
still
It's
stay
not
strong.
still stay strong. That's what we are saying. So when you imagine the parliament as a citizen, which building comes to your mind? Only that building comes to your mind because it's such a beautiful building. And also, as I said, it has a great history attached to it. So now you see this parliament. It's a simple building. It's not even aesthetic. It's not even user friendly. Even you want to have a drinking water, you have to walk a long way. You are a parliamentarian, you are about to speak, you need to take some printout, you need to google it something, then you have to walk somewhere. Then it's like it's not even of convenience. Top of that, as you said, it rain comes, there is no difference between outside and inside parliament.
Okay.
That's very shocking. This is the way the parliament has been built. This is what we are criticizing. A lot of corruption might have been happened. So that is why why the contractor, you check, you won't see the contractor. Who's the contractor? He's from Gujarat. Who's the officer who assigned to it? He's from Gujarat. We're all working with Narendra Modi ji for a long time. So why don't you float a very public tender and scrutinize it? Whether it's a airport, give it to Adani. Whether it is a parliament, give it to somebody else, Gujarat. They are not doing good job. No, they are not doing good job. Why you are assigning everything? It's a public property. It's a public money. It's not BJP money or Narendra Modi's money. So why you are wasting it? Why you are going against the rule and selling this country? That's what we are asking.
Okay.
Congress party comes to power, we will change the parliament to old building. We are very much firm on that.
Okay. Right.
Secondly, Central Hall. What is missing in the parliament, I'll say. In the Central Hall, which is the soul of the old parliament building. Irrespective of the party, like we may be from BJP, Congress, Communist, DMK, ADMK, many other political parties across India, we might have a political differences. Sit together and discuss each other, understand our state, understand our culture, understand our language. That's the only place where actually many things happen outside parliament discussions also. That's a very important part. When you go and sit in a central hall as an MP, you will understand many things. There are many people, ex-MPs can come to central hall. There are media people will come to central hall. There are many things, actually it's a happening place. Then I don't understand why the central hall system is completely missing in the new parliament. Narendra Modi ji also don't talk to press, don't believe in conversation, so he doesn't want us to interact to each other. It's very simple. So this is our cynical attitude. I'm really feel very sad about it.
Okay. Okay. So the other thing which I wanted to ask you today about how the opposition parties are criticizing bitterly about the union minister Ashwini Vaishnav. He was very loud this time. Many of you called him as a real minister. He came out with data and he mentioned how the frequency of accidents was very much low in the BJP government. What's your response for this?
Do you agree with this? when you open a paper, you open a TV, you open your mobile phone, almost like weekly 2 accidents happen. I'm telling this with great pain. See, it's not simply we may see the word accident. You see about the families which suffered Odisha, huge accident. West Bengal, huge accident. Everywhere railways met with an accident. This actually caused great damage to people's lives, and this also it's take a toll on the Indian Railway. So how many times not only Honorable Vaishnavi has data, we also have a data. How many times in 10 years of UPA government have raised the fare, ticket fare? How many times NDA government, BJP government has raised the ticket fares? That's what we were asking in the parliament. I was asking a simple question. So put out the data. When you say UPA, NDA, then put the data, no? How many times we have raised the fare? You have raised the fare. So train accident has happened. Somebody should take a responsibility, no? Lal Bahadur Shastri ji resigned. Sindhya ji resigned. Jabar Sharif ji resigned. There are many people who have resigned. At least you take the responsibility and tell us. We are very much worried about the safety of this people who are traveling through Indian Railways. See, it's not you, me, everybody is traveling the railway. Like, see, there will be railway budget generally. So railway budget will have a detailed discussion on everything, and it will have a separate budget. The first time this government of BJP has come and shut down the railway budget. Then there is something called a pink book. Pink book will be released immediately after the railway budget, where it will have a detail. For example, Tamil Nadu, how much money it has been allocated it's for new trains and new in new bridges, railway bridges, or maybe some trains has been expanded, some new stoppages is coming, new stations are improved. So this is how a meter gauge, how many meter gauge you are doing, how many broad gauge you are doing, how much coverage safety system will be implemented. So this all will be in the pink book. So members of parliament will read the pink book before going to the discussion. Then we'll have an elaborate discussion. There is no pink book released. Then how will you know why there is no transparency? Why? What is there to hide? What is the secret about it? So accident happens. To take the responsibility, no? Will I take the responsibility, or will you take the responsibility? Who will take the responsibility? Government of the day, especially railway minister, will take the responsibility. So one thing what I think is, he was also quoting in his speech. I'm an engineer. I belong to that group. I'm not a politician, he said. So maybe that may be the cause of the damage. When we, the opposition, and criticizing the government, then there is a way to respond to it. He got emotional. Maybe he will correct himself in the course of time.
Okay. Since you are a second-time MP and you have witnessed how the BJP majority government worked and how now the NDA government works, what's the difference in the parliament that you see? How do you think this time the opposition is getting a lot of time or space, and we could see it's the opposition is becoming very vociferous these days. Can you explain the experience, the difference?
Yeah, obviously there is a difference in opposition side, because we get to have more time to speak, because the time is decided based on the numbers every party has. So obviously we have double the numbers, we have double the time to speak, double the space we will have. So also it's a united opposition with almost more or less equal number. So they can stand up from this side. We also can equally stand up from this side. It looks amazing. We are very happy about it. Also, we are raising very, very meaningful issue. Rahulji, the major difference is 10 years we don't have an LOP. This time Rahulji himself is an LOP. That makes a lot of difference. That made them very, very uncomfortable. Clearly we could see that they are very, including the prime minister and the home minister, very much afraid of him. They have came to the first speech, and you know what happened to them, how the speech was completely gone viral. People were praising about him. This time both the home minister and the prime minister was not in the house when Rahulji was speaking. So that much difference it makes. Secondly, then you have seen the union budget. So before last 10 years of BJP government, was not never an NDA government, it was a BJP government. It's all me, mine. Only Mr. Narendra Modi, nobody else. And Adani and Ambani will run the government as a shadow prime minister. Now you could see the budget. It's a typical NDA budget. The amount has been spent on Andhra Pradesh and Bihar. You could see that actually how much minority government can have the space. It clearly shows this minority government who's under the mercy of both alliance partners obviously have no say, no strong say even in the budget. So it's obviously the Narendra Modi government is weakened in politically, and even the governments they are weakened in my view. It's a kind of giving the impression that the government will not last long.
Okay. Now I have a question which is very much related to your party in the state of Tamil Nadu. When can Tamil Nadu Congress Committee put an end to the infighting? Because the Tamil Nadu Congress MP, Mr. Karthi Chidambaram, said many young people are not joining the party because Congress is failing to criticize DMK's inaction in law and order issues. And one of the senior person in your party, Mr. EVKS Ilangovan, he says the youngsters are not joining the party because the Congress has a couple of youngsters who are all bad examples.
See, I don't want to get into the usual views. I generally what I have seen over the time. See, Congress practices democracy in a real manner. So whoever have the views within or outside the party, they feel free to express. So maybe some people see this as a infighting. Some people see this as a freedom. I leave it to people to choose.
So you want us to interpret the infighting as a democracy?
In my view, end of the day, we come to the Congress party platform. We come to our parties inside. We work together. There is no issues. That's what I could see as an insider.
The Federal and Vale Hypermarket jointly present the Thuthukudi Marathon 2024 to raise awareness on drug abuse. The event is co-presented by Edison Cardio Care Center, Tiruchendur, powered by L. Anand Jewelry and Saint Mother Teresa Engineering College, Thuthukudi.